Intro music.
Come on in.
A star for the ages for Tony Gwynn, number 3,000.
And the ball game is over. The series is over. Welcome to Slam Diego.
My name is James.
My name is Joey.
And this is the Brothers Padre.
James. It is a beautiful day of Friday. I almost called it July 5th. I don't know why I said July 5th. Definitely April 28th as I look at my watch. Time is an illusion, James. And much like time illusion, wins are an illusion for our San Diego Padres.
This is true.
And San Diego Padres are coming off a stretch of 27 baseball games of being 13-14. A game under 500. And we have a lot to talk about with recent happenings, but my general feeling so far in the broad sense is uninspired baseball. That's the term I've been thinking of. Is like, why does this feel weird? It just feels... There doesn't feel like there's a spark with the team in a lot of ways. And that's been the toughest of watches in the past 27 games. I think objectively will be better, but it hasn't been an enjoyable first month for sure.
No, the biggest highlight so far of the year is Ha-Seong Kim's walk-off hit, and that was the first week of baseball. Josh Hader's been amazing. That was nice to see.
Our infield defense has been as advertised.
Yeah.
Really, really exceptional. Xander Bogaerts, what a guy.
I was going to say, he's the next thing. Oh my goodness. All 27 games, he's gone on base.
Dude is a professional hitter.
And he has a great eye, because there's some days he hasn't gotten hits, but he's walked twice. He's an amazing... He's everything as advertised. He
is fourth in the majors in 2 strike hits, which that's incredible. When 2 strikes happen, fourth most in getting a hit out in that situation. Really amazing stuff. Really cannot speak more highly of how incredible a player he is. And then, well, let's start with let's not go straight into the darkness. Let's not even darkness. I feel like what makes it so frustrating is it isn't complete darkness. It's kind of like whatever. But Tatis is back.
He is back.
He has played now 5 games, 6 games,
7 games.
7 games. One of those numbers. I was close.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joey has 2 small children.
Yeah, well,
and that was ominous. Oh, yeah, well, like, don't have 2 small children anymore?
I do have just because I have small children does not discount the fact that does not excuse the fact that I should know basic math. I should know basic math. And so.
But my point is, your kids seem to be taking turns every other day, which one refuses to sleep.
Yeah, it's a real fun game. It's a very enjoyable game. No one wins. Much like the San Diego Padres. Tatis is back, and the first few games, he was just getting adjusted, and then he's starting to warm up, getting hits, having fun in right field. It's been fun to see him back. It's just been fun.
Yeah, the Cubs fans were chanting at him, and things about his mistakes, and and people are all upset because instead of, I don't know, getting mad.
Yeah, I don't know what you do.
He just started dancing to their chant, and that was the best way to he had fun with them, and the crowd started laughing at it too. Mm-hmm. So it was how you had to handle it. The biggest problems
I thought we were gonna chill on Tatis for a second.
Tatis is amazing. But I'm saying, like, he had a 4 RBI game the other day. He's been getting on base. He's been hitting. He's been stealing bases. He's everything he was.
And the expectation for him is, I joke that my expectation for the first game back is hit 4 home runs and do crazy stuff. But truthfully, we all know the truth is, like, baseball's hard. It'll take him a while to get super adjusted. And, he's doing good despite of that, I think. So, yeah. Now you may go into how the things that we're worried about are things we observed.
The things that we're worried about is Manny Machado is having the slowest start of any season of his career. Now, the last 2 games, he's noticeably, ever since I got to Chicago, you could, because when he's doing badly, he starts screaming at himself. He's been thrown out before when he got struck out and he started swearing, and the umpire thought he was swearing at him. No, he was like, no, I'm doing me. I'm doing me. And he's like, and then the umpire didn't care, and then he started swearing at the umpire.
Yeah, well.
But the last 2 games, he started getting hits. He started driving the ball. He seems to be coming out of it.
Yep.
I've seen Manny Machado long enough to know when he goes to slumps, he gets mad at himself and he readjusts and he starts hitting again. I think he's coming out of it.
Last 2 games have been very good. Hitting the ball really hard. I agree with you. I think he's getting out of it.
Yes. Juan Soto is a lost puppy up on the plate right now.
It's really tough to watch. He's striking out a whole bunch. He's batting less than 100. Is that right?
Yeah. For the first time in his career, he has more strikeouts than walks. He's out in front of every pitch. All year long, he's only had 1 opposite field hit.
I'm looking at his numbers.
He has 4 home runs, but he's batting like 180.
I think he's batting less than that. I think he's batting, if Fangraphs will ever load. What is he batting? Yeah, you're right, 183. I thought he was batting less than that, yeah. Not great.
Yeah, it really is. And it was so frustrating the last 7 games where our 2 and 3 hitters were the black hole in the offense.
Yep.
And then it got to let's just get past Machado and Soto, and maybe Bogarts, Cronenworth, Carpenter, and Cruz, and Kim could get and Grisham could get points, because that where our offense have been coming from the last couple of days, and that was we were saying, hey, how great would it be that because our offense is so great that was no lineup. But yeah, maybe one of the guys up top doesn't have a good day, and the other guys could pick it up. It turns out you really you can't have 3 dead spots in your lineup.
No, not really, no. Yeah, Juan Soto, I mean, a lot of people on the internet have opinions. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I've never counted that on the internet. It's always just been rainbows and cupcakes.
Yep.
Of course, I follow a lot of baking people.
So a lot of fans are really doom and gloom. It's like, well, this is because the Padres don't know how to like nurture hitters and teach them right things, and I don't think it's that, because Exhibit A is Xander Bogaerts.
Exactly,
dude. Like I think there's something really mental going on with Juan Soto. I think it's I don't know, man. I always think about this, is that some athletes, when they're faced with that big, huge, monstrous contract, they say no, they sometimes will rise the chip on their shoulder and just do even better. Case in point, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge earned $140 million because he said no to the first contract offer the Yankees gave him. And he had one of the best offensive seasons in modern history.
more recently this season, during this season, Brian Reynolds
Yep.
just got a $180 million contract for the Pirates. Biggest contract the Pirates ever gave out because he started hitting like an all-star. He's the best hitter in baseball right now. And they're like, oh.
The Pirates are the best team in baseball.
I know.
Lest we forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Soto he's lost puppy up there. He is swinging through pitches. Everyone sees what's happening. His hip flies out, and he's pulling pitches that are outside. He's doing no opposite field. And this is what's the frustrating part is that I've seen Juan Soto play against the Padres. Juan Soto's first at bat was against the Padres. And what do you think happened? He hits an opposite field homer. And so that's what my image of Juan Soto is like oppo power guy. And he hasn't shown that. And it just seems like he denied a massive contract. He was brought into this team to be a super team. And he's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just too much. Maybe playing in Washington was just a lot lower pressure. I don't know. I hate saying that. I don't think it's not a pressure thing. I think it's something else because I think he likes playoff atmosphere. He likes hitting that plays. I just think it's something about his approach when he's playing right now at the plate. It's tough to watch. I now know how to pitch to Juan Soto, which is crazy because he used to be one of the best hitters in baseball that you could not pitch to. What you do is now you just throw fastballs low and away. He'll do nothing with it, and most of the time he'll just ignore the first strike right on the middle, and you just keep peppering balls low and away. Because then if he tries to swing at it, he'll try to pull it weakly to left, right side, ground out Eric Hosmer style, and then an out.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, and like I said, he is the biggest question mark on an offense. And if he could turn it around sooner rather than later, good things will happen. Our starting pitching looks great. Darvish is Darvish. Musgrove looks sharp in his first outing. He's going to start for us in Mexico City. Even Snell's last outing looked all right.
For a first half Snell outing, it looked all right.
Yeah. Seth Lugo has been great. Michael Wacha, when he's on, he's amazing, but he's had one game where it's like he gets paid major league money.
It looks like he was throwing beach balls. It just looked like it was like nothing. There's zero deception, dude. No, everyone knows what you're throwing. It was a tough watch, but Nick Martinez and Ryan Weathers both had good starts. I guess that's the only question I have on starting pitching now is what does it look like? Like what would be your ideal 6-man rotation now with Musgrove back?
Darvish, Musgrove, Snell, Lugo, Wacha. I know they sent Ryan Weathers down to AAA. And I think they sent him down to AAA to keep him because he's going to be a starter in AAA. Because they want him to be a starter. So I'd have to go with Martinez.
Yeah, I just love Martinez. The reliever is just so awesome.
Yes,
he's such a more powerful reliever. Yeah, I agree with that. I do wonder. I don't know if the Michael Wacha experiment is going to pan out. I'll be completely honest with you, because some of those times you watch him, you're like, you're playing with fire, young man. You're playing. There's only so many nothing curveballs right down the middle you can get away with.
Yeah. Are you going to hang every pitch? Oh, okay. Why don't you just throw it underhand next time? And just like, what if we put it on a tee and maybe they'll hit it to one of the defense guys?
Yeah, I agree with that. I still feel like if we are this like uninspired baseball around 500 in the All-Star break, I do think we try to make a push for a better starter. I just think it's just you need someone else. I don't know. And there's something about Snell too that just there's something about like it's so delusional that we all think, oh, we just gotta wait until the second half and he's amazing. Like that's insanity. Like that's insane that we all think that. Like you're not guaranteed that. Why isn't he good now? That's the big question is why isn't he good now? Why doesn't he pitch more than 4.5 innings every? Why?
The reason, so there's a reason why no one's cheering extend Snell.
No.
Pay the man last year for Joe Musgrove. You and I were successful with keep you in San Diego hashtag.
Yep.
And I think that's I know you hasn't come out and thanked us personally yet, but we all know we did that.
Yeah. It wasn't the $100 million.
Yeah, that was a week and a half campaign that you and I started, and they paid him. And you know what? I think, yeah, but no one's doing that for Snell.
No.
I think if Snell's back on our team next year, we're not paying him $18 million a year. No one's paying him $18 million a year again, unless his next start to the end of the season, end of the playoffs. He's Blake Snell at the second half. But it's just it's very frustrating because I swear his last start, even though he only gave up 2 runs, every hitter had 3 balls on him at one point. He was at 3-2 to every hitter.
What if? Okay, I fixed him. You ready?
Okay.
I fixed him.
Okay, I'm waiting.
What if Blake Snell has 3 consecutive pitch clock violations, and he starts every count at 3-0? Did I just fix Blake Snell?
I think you just fixed Blake Snell.
So imagine this. He has to leave the game early because he throws so many balls. He's not throwing balls anymore. He's giving up balls, but he locks it in at 3 balls. So let's use it. Let's rest his shoulder, rest his arm, and just skip the process and give them 3 balls. I don't see a flaw in my plan.
I don't see a flaw in his plan either, because he's not walking people. I mean, he's
sometimes
walking. Sometimes he is, but it's just.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna email the Padres my brilliant idea and be like, hey, I don't know the stat, and I'm gonna make this up, but it feels like 90% of every person he faces has 3 balls on him.
It does feel that way.
And just imagine that much less pitches thrown, and imagine how many more innings thrown he could pitch. I'm just saying, it would be nice to see Blake Snell in the 6th inning in the first half of the year. That's all I'm trying to say, dude. It'd be nice. I can't believe no one ever thought about this. What if that's like, what a mind game? What like a Satchel Paige style mind game? You know what I mean? Just like, yeah, I'll give you 3 balls. Let's see if you can handle this.
Exactly. Heck, load the bases.
I don't care. It's not a bad idea.
No.
I think I'm onto something. I don't think Blake Snell will like it, but I think
until he learns to strike people out. That's the frustrating thing about it. He has dominating strikeout stuff.
Yeah.
But when he gets to, because he'll get to 0-2, and then he'll throw 6 more pitches.
Yeah.
And it'll be 3-2, and then he'll walk the guy. Like, how did that happen? How did that like? And it's just or he would get 0-2. He throws 3 straight pitches, 3 straight balls, and then strike the guy out.
Yep.
Like he needs before he throws out his strikeout pitch, he needs to set them up with 3 waste pitches. It doesn't make any sense. But again, second half Blake Snell will strike people out in 3 pitches or 4 pitches minimum.
Yep. I don't know, man. But I think our starting pitching is good. Our bullpen would be nice if Robert Suarez is back, but I think it's largely okay. Bullpens are traditionally very shaky in the first few months anyway, so I'm not like super worried about it. But the one other thing we got to talk about is the catching position. Luis Campusano had a very strong showing, and Bob Melvin said we're going to play him a lot more because when he bats, the ball goes far, sometimes over the fence.
Yes,
it's really nice, really quite exceptional. At the Mets, when they're playing the Mets, right?
Yeah,
he had 3 hits, and it's just like this guy. It's like driving the ball everywhere. It's really cool. He jammed his little thummy thumb and got on the IL. So we have Brett Sullivan, who seemed like a nice chap, but can't hit worth a darn. And we have Austin Nola, who's been around for a long time, who bamboozled us from the Seattle Mariners, who also can't hit worth a dime, worth anything. He just can't hit. And on top of that, he can't field, he can't frame, and he can't throw people out. So, but he can call a good game, they say. That's what they all say, even though our no-hitter we had in first time Padres history was not by him. I'm sure he calls a really great game. And now pitchers call their own game. The pitchers call their own pitches. So does the catcher really matter? I don't know. All I know is Austin Nola, he just isn't. It's a black hole in our lineup, and it's approaching almost a black hole defensively.
Yeah. And you brought it up, and several people are bashing him, but nobody's bashing him as hard as they ever bashed Hosmer. And the reason why is because his output is just as bad as Hosmer's was. At the end of every game, Nola doesn't say he's the best ever, and none of that was his fault.
Right. No, I think Nola is a hardworking guy. I just don't think he's as talented as other people. Like, he's definitely not as talented as Luis Campusano or even a 16-year-old Ethan Salas. Just the way it is. Like, I think, and this is going to sound insane, I think Ethan Salas today would be a better catcher than Austin Nola would in the major leagues. And he's 16 years old. You know.
Yeah. As crazy as that sounds, yeah.
I mean, the thing is like, people are obviously stealing a lot more in this new rules, which I do enjoy more stolen base. I think it's more fun, obviously. But we're not throwing anyone out. You know, and it doesn't seem like it's hard to see the surplus value behind the plate right now from our catching position. And so when he's up to bat, I just assume not good things. And once again, you mentioned it more than I have on our podcasts. He literally was the best hitting catcher in baseball before we got him, and then he wasn't. Whatever. Ty Frant's a bad baseball player anyway.
You know.
We don't need him on our staff.
Yeah, we don't need a proverbial all-star.
Whatever. But it's still pretty early. You know, it is not. I don't know. We had one state of emergency podcast. I don't know if we're any better since that time. But I feel like I think this offense is just too talented to be this mediocre for this long. That's just my opinion. I
agree.
I think that this weekend they're going to Mexico City, which I don't know if you're aware. Mexico City is on the moon. It is so high, elevated, 7,000 feet elevation, 2,000 feet above Coors Field. So either I'll really enjoy watching the game or I'm turning it off in the 4th inning because I cannot stand watching Coors Field games. So,
well, you see, you won't because the ballpark they're playing in is actually smaller, so it's not going to be as annoying blue pits. They're just going to be home runs. There's going to be about 1 billion home runs.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I just need every single Padres hitter to aim for the fences. No, none of this like getting bunts. No bunts. We just need to hit home runs for Mexico. That's what we need to do. And maybe, and you mentioned it before the podcast, maybe this wakes everyone up. Maybe this is like the grand coming out of the Padres offense.
I really think this is going to be the awakening moment for the season. We're in Mexico City. We're doing a bunch of stuff. They did a bunch of stuff today in the city for kids and, to promote the game. They gave a bunch of kids City Connect jerseys. I'm assuming we're wearing our City Connect jerseys tomorrow night in the game.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I think our team is so Latin.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. Yeah.
I mean, Jake Cronenworth, Joe Musgrove,
Tim Hill,
Matt Carpenter, Nola, Grisham.
There's a few non-Latin people. Yeah.
Hader. Everyone else is Latin. And Kim.
Yeah.
So out of a 27-man roster, 8 of them aren't Latin. And so I think they're going to show up and they're going to do what, because this is a huge game. Yes, the Padres have played several games at TJ. There's a difference between TJ and the capital of Mexico.
Yep. And I mean, I'm excited to see the environment because Team Mexico had a great showing in WBC. So I wonder if that like reignites that and people are stoked to be there. And I don't know, maybe the vibe will be just too good for the Padres. And it's just a beautiful weekend of Padres destroying the baseball.
I hope so.
Because
we're playing the Giants, who have been struggling harder than the Padres.
Yep.
And I can't name any of their players, so no, they don't have any Latin guys.
Yeah, I don't know what I think what it's so hard for me now, as I look forward to every series, I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know if I have a good idea of what the consistency is. And I just want this weekend to show me it's like, oh man, go out and just bash.
Yes, there's 2 games in Mexico City. Then they're going to start a homestand on Tuesday against Cincinnati Reds.
Mm-hmm. Old friend Will Myers will be there. It'll be pretty fun.
Yep.
I'll be in attendance, so I'm sure we'll lose some of those games because I'll be there. And,
well, you get to see Will Myers hit a home run.
That's true. As a Red, that is true. It's going to happen.
But you got to cheer him anyways because the way he left the city is the way you leave a city.
Oh, and he's going to get a standing ovation the first at bat. Yeah. He totally is. People love Will Myers. So I don't blame him. And he wasn't given an offer to the Padres because the Padres didn't need an outfielder. And
boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. But it'll be a fun time. I'm excited. It'll be fun to see the Unis City Connect in a different stadium, Mexico City. And yeah, I'm hoping the next time we have a podcast, it's like, oh man, have you seen Juan Soto's resurgence? Have you seen the 30 home runs he did in 5 games?
I mean, it's possible, mathematically speaking. I won't let you do the math because we both know you can't.
I can't. That's awesome. Anything else, James?
I even though I'm depressed, I still have such high hopes for this team.
There's no way you cannot have expectations and hope for this team. The talent is just too good. It just is, right?
Yeah.
It's just too good. And I can't let the dark thoughts in. Not yet. Around this is a failed season. It just isn't. So early.
It's the first month.
I would rather be bad in the first month than the last month.
I agree.
That's a pearl of wisdom, kids. You know, when the going gets tough, don't lose. I'm a wisdom pearler, as they call me. I just throw out wisdom all the time. What is that expression? Pearls before swines. I'm not calling my listeners swines. That's rude.
I've never heard this expression, but
Yeah.
okay.
There's like swine you throw pearls before. I never understood it either. Because like, why would you throw?
I'm
why would
almost
you?
100% certain you're saying it wrong.
You cast pearls before? It's like the pearls, like the jewelry, the gemstone thingy, the little small sphere thing.
I know what a pearl is.
But why would you throw them before pigs? The pig don't care about them. Is that the whole expression? I understand the expression now. You don't care about it because they're a pig. Regardless, go Padres.
Go Padres.
And there it is! Oh, doctor! You can hang a star on that, baby!